Hello, everyone. I am Dr. Michelle Eckler, Supervisor of Technology for Teaching and Learning, and today I am going to be walking you through how to create a Google Slides template using your own colors, your own fonts, your own graphics, so that you can use it over and over again and excite your students about your personal style. Okay, so to get started, you're going to want to, in a folder somewhere in your drive where you're not going to lose this, you're going to want to go ahead and create a new Google Slides presentation. So you're going to do that by clicking on New, clicking on Google Slides, and you're just going to do a blank presentation at this time. This will bring up that completely plain black and white presentation for you that you can make changes to. Over here is where you would have popular themes that were created by Google and where you can also import themes that you find on the internet. We're actually going to create this master template theme today that is personalized for you, so you should just close this window out and not even worry about it. Now, before you actually start building your template, you're going to want to think about what you want it to look like. You want to decide upon colors, fonts, designs, whatever you think is going to be the most appealing for you. I know a lot of people like to add in Bitmojis, which is something I'm actually going to do during this presentation for you, but you're going to be able to customize this template to look any way you want it to look. So first I want to show you how to access the actual master template. So you're going to click here in the menu bar on View, and then you're going to click on Theme Builder here. It used to actually be called Master Template for Google, but now they've changed it to Theme, so it's a little bit different than, say, a PowerPoint presentation. And this is just simple light. I like to start by renaming mine, so I'm going to call this Dr. Eckler's Fun Bitmoji theme. This way I know that this is the theme I'm particularly working on. So what you're going to see here, let me give you a brief overview of this screen first. These are all of the different layouts that you have available to you. So you have your title theme style here, you have your section headers, you have your title and body, you have title and 2 columns. So you have all these different like standard style templates that you might use in a presentation. And actually here, we're going to rename this up here. I think I renamed it in the wrong spot. I'm sorry about that. There we go. That's better. Okay. So that's going to change all of them now. So this main one up here is the actual theme. This is the one that is highlighted in blue that you're going to work in to start with. Then you can move down into these individual layouts if you want and modify them to better match what you might use on a regular basis. But this theme one up here is the key. This is the one we're going to start with. So stylistically, the first thing you're going to want to think about is if you want some sort of border or background color or something that appears on all of your slides. You can go in and change your layouts later on and say add like a white box somewhere, add a different graphic on a different layout if you wanted it. But your main theme needs to be something consistent. So I'm going to start by actually drawing a large rectangle. I'm going to try to make it as close as I can to the actual size of this screen. It's not really a big deal because I'm actually going to adjust the thickness of this, which will then make it where I want it. I'm also going to make this transparent because now you can see my text. The next thing I'm going to do is change my border width. I'm going to go with an 8-point border that really will make it stand out around the edges. I also want to arrange it properly on my page. So I'm going to click on Arrange. I'm going to click on Horizontally, and then I'm going to click on Arrange Center on Page vertically. Now I know that this square is directly in the middle of my page. The other thing I'm going to want to do is change the color of my border. I'm going to do that up here. You can use these standard colors in here, or you can also do something that I like to do, which is to open up a new browser and go to Google and search for a color hex code tool. There's a lot of them out there. Hex color tool is one of the ones I like to use a lot. It helps me find colors by dragging them around. You can say you want to do something purple, or you want something in like the greenish range, or this tealy kind of color. We're going to go with that. So this is my hex code. I'm going to copy this, go back into my presentation, click on border color and custom, and I'm going to add that hex code. Now you want to make sure that pound sign is there. For those of you much younger than me, that might be a hashtag. And then you click OK. And so that has changed the color of the border. But you'll find here that it's hard to click on this, right? Because this box is on top of this here. So once you have your full border set up the way you want it, I'm going to show you what to do. But let me go ahead and finish my border for you here, and then we'll move on to the next. Okay, so now I have my border. I think I'm going to make this a little bit thicker so that I don't have that white spot around it. There we go. So now I have my two different colors. What I'm going to want to do is start by clicking on my outside border. Make sure you are on that one and not your inside box. And I'm going to go to arrange order, and I'm going to send it to back. That's going to send it all the way to the back of my page. I'm then going to click on my internal border. I'm going to go to arrange, order, send to back, and now that should be behind. Nope, let's see, we have to do that again, order. Sometimes you have to send it to back a couple of times, and now these are in front. So you're going to see now, I can still click on these, but I can also click on my text to edit it. So that's going to make my nice little border here. And if you click through your themes, you're now going to see, through your layouts, I'm sorry, because we adjusted the theme page, all of my layouts now have my little teal and purple border attached to them. So the next thing you're going to want to do is think about your aesthetics again all the time when you're creating these Google Slides themes. And you might end up deciding you want like 20 different ones, right? One for each unit that you teach, or one for each period that you teach, or you may want to create one that's always yours. Doesn't matter what you want to do. It's all about making it look nice and making it more fun. But the next thing you're going to want to do is choose your fonts for your master slide. And this is where you want to get creative, because you don't want this plain boring text. I mean, maybe you do. Maybe Arial's your style, but Arial is not my style. So I'm going to start by first clicking on my header style here. So this is the theme style. And what's going to happen is whenever you have a header throughout these titles, throughout these layouts, it's going to change based upon what you put on this main theme right here. So I'm going to click to edit the theme title style, and I'm going to scroll through my fonts, and I'm going to find one. Now, you might be surprised or not surprised by the number of fonts that I've added in. I'm kind of a font queen. I like to have different ones available to me to do different things. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make this one Lily Script 1. It's not, it's kind of scripty. It's cute. And then I'm also going to change the color of this font for all of my documents too. So I'm going to do that same custom color that I did. And that's what I am going to do with my header font right there. Make this a little fancier. So I'm actually going to go ahead and click on format options with it highlighted. And I'm going to go in and add a drop shadow. So you can see here that kind of shadowed out that text right there. I really like the way that makes that text pop. The other thing I want to do is kind of make this go up a little higher. So I just clicked on it and used my up arrow. You can also drag it around. This is just because this is the main theme, and it'll move all of your headers, your header texts on any of your presentation slides higher up. One of the things I don't like about Google Slides is that they like to make everything so that you have this giant white border around it. And with a Google Slide, I feel like you want to have all that real estate available to you. So I moved that up. Then I'm also going to click on this. I'm going to use my up arrow to move that up a bit and then stretch it out a little bit so that I now have this full page here. Now with these levels, you actually can change the font on each individual level. So you can make them different, and the levels are when you hit tab. So your first level is your basic text. the text that's going to show up if you just add a text box, whatever your first line of text is in your slide. Each additional level here can be different, or you can make them all the same, but you do have to indicate them individually. Now, generally speaking, when I make themes, I don't usually go past the 5th level because I very rarely have bulleted lists beyond that. So for this case, I'm actually going to stop at the 5th level. So I'm going to first change my 1st level font. I'm going to make that one Happy Monkey. And my 2nd level font is going to be changed to, let's go with this Comic New, which is like a new level of Comic Sans, I guess. We're going to make that one also Comic New and that one also Comic New. And then we'll do the 5th one also as Comic New. So now we have this Happy Monkey font as our 1st level, and the rest are the Comic New. Now, like I said, I'm not going to change all of these because I never get that far. You can actually change them all in case you ever think you'll get that far in text level, but most people don't. Now I'm also going to modify the colors here. So for my 1st level, I am going to choose from my, not from my theme colors, I'm sorry. I'm actually going to come up here to the font colors, and I'm going to make this that same purple kind of magenta-y color that I made the border. And then these down here, I'm actually going to leave as this gray because I like that together. So you can modify that however you wish. And what you can see now, if you click on your layouts, you can actually see that each of your layouts has been modified to match what it is that we've already done in the theme slide. So now you want to think about how you might even be able to further spruce up your theme. And I'm going to do mine with Bitmojis. And let me go ahead and show you. So I've actually added a Google Chrome extension, which is available to all of you, that gives me access to my Bitmojis. So these are my Bitmojis, and there's a whole different array of them. I'm going to go ahead and look for one. I like to, you can search for them. So let's look for a teacher Bitmoji. So we're actually going to go with this book one in here. So what you're going to actually do is, oh no, actually we're going to go with the crayons. So you right click and you copy the image and you come back here. And what you want to do is make sure you're somewhere on the page. It doesn't matter, but you don't want to be in the text. So somewhere in the back of the page. And I'm going to actually hit Control V. And so now this puts my Bitmoji on here. Obviously it's huge and it has a border. So first we need to eliminate the border. And the reason it has a border is because we used borders with other things that automatically thought we wanted that. But we're going to go here and we're actually going to do our border weight as 1. And then we're going to change our border to transparent. So now our Bitmoji does not have a border. And I'm also going to shrink this down because that's awfully large. And I don't need a Bitmoji quite that big on my master slides. So here we go. I've got it much smaller on the page. And you can see that Bitmoji has now been added to all of my pages. I'm also going to go back to my theme, and I want to add my name at the bottom so that this presentation shows who it is. So I'm going to add this here, and it's going to say Dr. Eckler's class. And it automatically goes with the last font that you were working with. Last font I was working with was Happy Monkey. I actually like that, so I'm going to leave it. I'm going to change the font color to be this teal again. I'm going to make it a little bigger by clicking the up button on my fonts. I'm actually going to boldface it because it makes it a little better. And then I'm going to give this one a drop shadow also. And you can see here that now this has showed up on all of my layouts as well. Now I used Bitmoji. You can go to Google and search for images. The one thing I will warn you of is you always want to be modeling good digital citizenship with your students. So if you are searching for images, please make sure you are using images that come with a Creative Commons license. If you're not sure what that is, Google Creative Commons licensed images, and you will be able to find images in Google that fall under that Creative Commons license. That means that that license is basically open source, and you can use that picture freely within your documents as long as you're not selling anything. So you want to make this whatever you want to make it. Now, you also can modify these layouts. So let's say you wanted to move your title up higher, so you don't want it to be quite so low on your page. You can actually click on that and bring it up a bit. Now this is actually formatted so that it's fitting at the bottom, the position. So I'm going to click on my format options and I'm actually going to change it to center. And then I'm going to, where is it? Right here where the position is, top left. Okay, so now I have my text up higher. I'm going to move my theme up higher as well. So I want that a little bit higher up. And so that has changed that particular layout, but it has not touched the other layouts. Let's say I wanted to change the font size on these. I want this to be a little bit bigger. So I'm going to change my first level to be 18 on one of these and my second level to be 16 on a side-by-side like this. So I'm not usually going to do that one any further down than that. This is just a plain blank title page. This is this one I never understood. It's just like this. I guess maybe you can put a picture over here. I don't usually like to delete these because sometimes I'll use them, sometimes I don't. This one has a text box at the bottom. This one is if you want to really call something out. And this is your blank one. Now, if you ever wanted to add another layout, you would actually come up here to insert and click new layout. That will bring that at the bottom and you could change it up however you want. So you'll notice here that this one used the happy monkey at the top. I kind of like that as an additional theme, title theme that I can do. And I'm going to go ahead and add in a text box here as I'm sorry, not a text box. I'm going to add a body text placeholder. My apologies. A text box will always be there. A body text placeholder will actually just hold a place for you to type. So I'm going to go ahead and add that in across here. And so now I have that first level of text there. So that's how that one would look. And it's labeled as custom layout, but I'm going to rename it. Instead of custom layout, I'm going to call it alternate header style. And so now I have that one as well. So now we've taken the time to really modify that layout here. I want to show you how to use it. So the first thing we're going to do is just close out. It saves it for us, right? So here we go. We have our main slide. If you want to add an additional, let's like, how fun is this? Cool new slides. Okay. So now I want to add a slide. I'm going to go to slide and I'm going to go to new slide. It's going to automatically give me this main version that we created first, the first one underneath the theme. If you want to change the layout, you go to slide, apply layout, and all of those layouts that you created will show up here. So let's say we wanted one that's a title only because we're going to add a picture here or something like that. And when you go ahead and add a text box, it should automatically start with that first level text. So I added a text box in here. Hello, how are you? And you will see that it automatically set up my text with that first happy monkey font that I had created. So now I'm going to save this template. I'm actually going to delete this one that I did here. Let's delete this slide. I'm going to add in a new slide so that I can change it to, or I'm going to change it to my header slide, and it's a blank one. And I'm going to delete the one that I played with. So here's my main template. I'm going to go ahead and change the name of this and call this my template with Bitmoji. Okay. So now this is saved in my folder here. I'm going to refresh this out. I didn't even have to. It popped up for me. This is my template. If you keep all your templates in one place, you'll be able to find them to reuse them. Now, there are two different ways that you can use this template moving forward. The first is to right-click on your template and create a copy of it. And then you can go ahead and modify that copy. That's the easy way. There's another way though, because sometimes you might be in a different folder and you want to use that and you forget and you already started working in the Google slide. So what you're going to do is go ahead and create a new Google slide from a blank presentation. Again, you're not working from a template because that brings you to the template gallery, and template galleries are available to everyone. And you don't want your personal template or theme that you created in the template gallery. You want that just for you. So in here, you have this thing that pops up first that says themes. You're actually going to click import theme, and your templates that you've created recently will show up here. Now, anything that anyone has for some reason shared with you, so lessons that might be shared with everyone are going to show up in here. But my first one here is the one I'm looking at, this template with Bitmoji. I can actually sort by owner if I needed to, but I'm just looking for this one for me. So I'm going to take my template with Bitmoji. I'm going to click select. And now you can see here, this is my theme that I previously created. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to click import theme. And now you can see that this presentation that was just a blank presentation has my new theme. It brought everything in that I need. If I were to go in and insert a new slide, and let's say I change that slide layout to blank and I want to add text, it's going to keep my happy monkey text that I had created. So that's how you can go ahead and import your theme into any other presentation. You can actually create your presentation completely in that black and white blank layout that you have and then import your theme. You might just have to play around with things afterwards, depending upon how you laid them out in that plain black and white page. And then if they align with what you've set up in your theme. But I hope that you found this useful. I know this is a lot to take in 20 minutes. So that is why I'm going to suggest that you watch this video in its entirety first, and then go back and pause it as you do the different parts of creating a template. I hope you found this helpful. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me.